Come on, BTC.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Crypto Warehouse. My name is Mike. Hopefully, this is loud enough today for Packer, who says I am still quiet. Good morning, everybody. Well, I have just listened on the TV, and it seems to be perfectly fine. So here we are again. I don't know where to start. Okay, Thursday was a day of rest for me yesterday. Had a break. Back today. Twice today. We're going to go over that in a minute. And we are at $76,000. I said, did I not, that you would blink and we would be at all-time highs. I said that when Bitcoin moves, it moves. And we have seen, what, a $12,000 move in the last couple of weeks. That's what Bitcoin does. And then Bitcoin goes to sleep. Okay, and then it sleeps for a month, 2 months, or in the case of what's happened this year, between March and September, Bitcoin did nothing. It slept and it moved down, lower highs, lower lows. It didn't do anything. And now we've broken out and we're going to go through it all today. We did have a great night on Wednesday. We did the Chronos night. Over 10,000 people watched that stream. 10,000 people watched the Chronos night on Wednesday. Today we have another special show. If I flick using the power of magic, there we go. And you can see I've even had a shave for the show. I will be joining Yikes along with the Oracle at 3 o'clock to go over Trump and crypto and what that means. It's a bit laggy. We'll get off that one. So we're going to do that. That's going to be in 4 hours' time. Yeah, 4 hours' time. We're going to be on with Yikes today. So make sure to come and watch. Okay. Eugene is in chat. Solo Sky, Kishan, Velvet Rope, KB, Hidden Agendas. Who are the Mags? I think I might have missed out. Good morning to you all. Should we go through what we're going to go through today then? We're going to have a little conversation about Gary Gensler. We're going to talk about the breakout. We're going to talk about Polygon. We're going to talk about XRP. We're going to talk about real world assets in Africa. And then we're going to talk about a UK digital property bill. All of that on the show. And of course, we have the X-Files. And we're going to have a quick look at the markets in a minute. Theme of the day. Don't FOMO. Don't FOMO in. You are packing your bags all the way up to the end of September, which is what we said. Pack your bags by the end of September. I said you would have a few more weeks into October before we took off, okay? Don't start aping in to every Tom, Dick and Harry coin that you see because you think you're Warren Buffett. My job here is not to be overly bullish or overly bearish. My job here is to try and keep a balance. This is not the time to ape into everything, okay? If you are in profits and you're in big profits, that's fine, take some profits. Don't go and buy Mickey coin or coffee coin just because somebody on YouTube told you it was a good idea, okay? So that's what the title of the show is about today. Again, Polygon, I'm going to talk about that. Hello, Tariq. Good morning, Chris. Who is Yikes? Yikes is a fairly well-known gaming streamer, and he likes to talk mainly about games, Web3 games and things like that. So he's trying to venture out into talking about crypto and stuff like that. And we've known Yikes for probably a year, if not longer. We've promised to do an AMA or a collab with him for ages, and we haven't got round to it. So we're doing it today. So the conversation is going to be literally about what's going to happen in crypto with Trump. And I've recorded an OG video today, specifically for the OGs, and it's about the ducks. And you know what I like to say about ducks? You line them up, you knock them down. So I've made an OG video today. That's going to go up after the stream. And we're going to talk a little bit about it with Yikes today. Can you check grab? It's going up. Yeah, again, don't. Everything's going to go up, okay? Solana is over $200. Everything goes up, okay? The problem is, in a bear market, no matter how good you are, you're going to be crap because everything's going to go down. You can sit on the sidelines in cash. That's probably your best option. If you're going to hold crypto, you hold Bitcoin. That will lose less than everything else. In a bear market, everybody is Warren Buffett, okay? You go and buy a coin tomorrow, it's likely to be up 10%. That's how the bull market works. You think you're a genius. And then when you get to the end of the bull run and you are 20x better off than you were at the start, you think you are God's gift to crypto. And then you don't sell. And then your 20x is down to a minus 2x. You're 50% down in your portfolio because you never sold, okay? If you want to be Warren Buffett, you sell the top. And that top could be August, September, October, November next year. I think it's November, okay? I think we stick to the cycle. But that's my opinion. Everything will go up. I'm going to show you the charts today. And we're going to have a look at the losers. There may be the odd one, but it's likely to be the stable coins. So yes, everything's going to pump, but that's just what happens. We'll go through the charts. Okay, so where is Bitcoin? 75.9. Ethereum, $2,900. What's so special about $2,900? I gave you two prices for Ethereum on the way down. I said 29 and 2,600. We struggled below 2,600, then we held it for a while. Now we're back at 2,900. It's previous price action. I don't have a crystal ball. Tether, the worst investment you could ever make, is $1. Solana is $202. It's up 100% this year. It has outperformed Bitcoin. It has outperformed pretty much everything else. Look at BNB Go, nearly back at $600. XRP, the stable coin, 55 cents. Cardano is making a move, 16.5% up for Cardano. Okay. I had my picks, and I've had the courage of my convictions in my picks. And some of those picks may do well. Some of them may not do well, but I'm sticking with them. Okay. We're going to look at the gainers. Now, Kronos is up 22% today. It was also up 25% on Wednesday. Why? The roadmap of what they're going to do on the Kronos chain is very bullish, but it's a roadmap. A roadmap does not guarantee success. Okay? If Ethereum came out tomorrow and said, we're going to send everybody a box of ice cream every month for the next 10 years, that's an idea. It's not something that's actually happened or going to happen. Be careful with following roadmaps. They can give you an indication of where a project is heading. And yes, I'm bullish on Kronos. Yes, I hold a lot of Kronos. Cardano is up 16.5%. It's still down 27% for the year. Be careful. Okay, Gotus Maximus at 82 cents. Pyth is up over 40 cents. Dupe is finally starting to make a move, but it's still down 30% for the year. We should be at 150. That's my fair value. I've said that 1,000 times. Solana, $202. Again, these projects that are pumping now look great, but look at the year-to-date return. Polkadot, not a fan, down 47%. Injective, down 38%. Pendle, new project, doing reasonably well. There are lots and lots of gainers. Chainlink should be $20. It's 13. We are only slightly recovering the losses against Bitcoin. Okay? It looks massively bullish right now, but look at the year-to-date return. Had you bought Cardano at the start of the year, had you bought $100 of Cardano at the start of the year, you'd have $73. You have recovered a chunk of your loss today. And probably over the next few weeks, you'll recover a chunk more. Losers. We have a few, believe it or not. Lido, Mog, Casper, Zcash, Bitenza. We have some losers. Mantra's down again. These are tiny, tiny losses. So it's green. It's a sea of green. It's as big a sea of green as Trump had a sea of red. Market cap, I don't think it's been updated. I don't think we're down. Volume, 127 billion. Now we are talking. That's the kind of volume that we are talking about. Okay, let's have a little look at the chat. We are used to of downtrends, but when it's uptrend, it's so strange. Tariq, it's called PTSD, Tariq. That's what happens. You don't trust it, and you shouldn't, because, again, we can rip to the upside, but maybe next Friday we could be at $69,000. I don't want to be the one to say that. And my price target for the end of the year is over $80,000. But again, when you see these blow-offs and these rips to the upside, it's euphoria based on Trump winning the election. We need to see the alts move. We need to see a sustained period of $76,000, $78,000, $80,000. We need to see that. Now, again, I am trying not to be overly bearish, overly bullish. We could retrace a little bit, maybe down to 70, 72, maybe down to 69. I don't think we're going to go down to $50,000 anytime soon. The amount of money coming in to the ETFs is insane. I think in the first 20 minutes or first half hour of yesterday, BlackRock's ETF did $1 billion and it finished the day at $4 billion worth of trading. It's incredible, okay? And we're going to talk about that. Bullish Bull, good morning. I got into dupe on Monday. Not a bad shout, that one. I might have a look at grass if I get time as well. Again, don't worry about a correction. It's not a correction to kill you. It's a correction. We can get into massively overbought territory. And the problem with a bull run is that when you look at the charts as a TA person, and I'm not a TA person, you'll see us go into overbought territory, but we could be there for weeks. That's the problem with the bull market. It's not a case of we go up and then we come down. We go up for possibly, we go up for the rest of the week and the weekend. And even into next week, we can just keep going up. But at some point, we've got to cool off, okay? We just can't keep going up the same way that we couldn't keep going down. So I'm just trying to give you a little bit of caution that you need to maybe not FOMO in. If you've got $100, $500 or $1,000 and your portfolio is say $10,000 or $20,000, keep that money on the side. Just keep it on the side. You're not going to lose out massively. It's a small part of your portfolio. Just keep it on the side. If there's a correction to $69,000 or $72,000, buy a little bit more Bitcoin, okay? If Ethereum comes back from 29 to 2,600, buy a little more, okay? Keep some cash on the side. Now, this was hilarious. That's why you don't use indicators, says KB. Exactly. I don't really use that many indicators. I do look at them, but I just look at price action. I get a feel for the market. Are we bullish? Are we bearish? And that's what I feel. Now then, we're going to start the stream with a remembrance, okay? 10 seconds of silence for Peanut. He may be gone, but he hasn't gone from our hearts. And he also hasn't gone from the center stage. He made an appearance at Kamala's concession speech broadcast. I think Kamala's entire campaign can be summed up by Peanut. Gone, but not forgotten. Amen to Peanut. Let's move on to something serious, shall we? I think this is serious. It is a Friday. We do try to be a little bit less on Friday. Oh, okay. Yeah, of course. So Fed rates, they cut it by 0.25%. Remember what I said on Monday? Bearish scenario. Kamala Harris wins, no rate cut. That was my most bearish scenario. My most bullish scenario was Trump winning and 0.5%. We got Trump winning and 0.25%. It's still bullish, okay? We might get another 25% next month. Remember what Powell said? He came out and he said, we are being overly restrictive. You know what that means. It means more rate cuts, okay? That's more money into the economy, lower interest rates. It's great. Chinese Central TV reports that Trump has promised to make the US the world's Bitcoin and crypto capital and establish a strategic Bitcoin reserve. Why would China care about Donald Trump wanting to do this if China wasn't trying to get in on the action themselves? Okay, they banned mining. They didn't ban mining because they didn't like crypto. They banned mining because it was going to destroy their national grid. What did they do? They moved their mining operations to Kazakhstan or Kazakhstan. They moved it to other parts of the world. They've got them in America. Why? Because they can create Bitcoin using other people's power grids. It's chess, not checkers. The problem is China's been playing chess for the last 20 years. America's been playing checkers with half the board. China is ahead. They knew what they were doing. They mine the Bitcoin in their country. They take the profit. Everybody wins, apart from maybe the people that are using the grid off. Bitcoin is consolidating above all-time highs after breakout. Wants a continuation. Yes, we're at exactly the same price we were when that tweet went out. We've got a lot to get through. I'm going to whiz through. Some of these are more important than others, but I just collate them all together in a kind of random pie. Now then, there's a couple of things on here I want to make a point on. Base and Solana ecosystem will be the leaders. I totally agree that Base is going to be big. I also believe that Solana is going to do incredibly well this bull run. Now, I've got two warnings for you, okay? Crypto Rug Munch and Crypto Curb has posted this. Think bigger. They have decided to look at the price of dupe with the market cap of BNB, $65. Okay? Never going to happen. Never going to happen. Okay? The more bullish the market gets, the more, and I'm not aiming this at Curb, this is not to do with Curb, the more stupid the predictions become. Okay? You're going to see people trying to outdo themselves and others in stupidity. Okay? What do I mean by that? I mean, you're going to see people comparing XRP to Bitcoin. You're going to see people saying, right, let's look at, say, with the market cap of ETH. Okay? What planet are you on? Okay? Now, it might be harmless fun. You might say, oh, well, it doesn't really mean anything. It absolutely does. There are people watching this that are new to crypto. There are people who've never seen me before and wondering, why is this man, this clean-shaven man, telling me not to be bullish? Because these are overly optimistic predictions. If dupe gets to $5, it's had a damn good run. If it gets to $10, brilliant. It's a 10x from where we are now, okay? $65 for dupe to give it the market cap of BNB. And then their argument will be, yes, but BNB is going to go even higher. It's not going to happen. You can't compare the value of one aggregator on Solana, which only operates on Solana. You can't give that coin the market cap of BNB because Solana has the market cap of BNB. It doesn't make any sense. Like for like comparisons are fine, okay? You can use them and it can give you an indication. You can compare dupe to Uniswap, yes, okay? If you do that, you get, I think, a $6 or $8 dupe. Fine. But this is just absolute stupidity and you're going to see it all the time. And the problem, if there's one thing I learned when I came into crypto is, do not believe price predictions. They are not worth the chip paper they are written on, okay? You're going to see $100 XRP. You're going to see a $2,500 Solana. You're going to see a $500,000 Bitcoin, a $25,000 Ethereum. None of them are going to come true. But if you invest based on those stupid price targets, you're going to be left holding the bag in November. Because if they tell you to hold Ethereum to $25,000 and Ethereum goes between $8,000 and $10,000, which I think we can do, they're going to sell. Who's going to be left holding the bag? You are. Because they're telling you to sell way above where they're going to sell. That's the point. If there's a plane hurtling towards the ground, they're going to jump up. They're going to jump out at 10,000 feet. But they've all told you the plane's going to land. Both the engines are on fire. You're not going to land. You're going to crash. Don't listen to people. Don't listen to me. $8,000 to $10,000 for Ethereum could be absolute BS. We might go to $6,000. That's what I think, okay? But I try and have more conservative approaches than other people. This stuff scares me for what it will do to you, okay? Hold your bags. If we get to next June, and let's say Eugene, who's bought his dupe at $1. Let's say next June, dupe is at $10. Do I think, in my personal opinion, that Eugene should sell? I think Eugene should sell a big chunk of his bag. Yes, I do. Because he's 10x'd his money. That's the point. Your money that you have today, you want that money to be worth a lot more in the future. How much more? You're buying these tokens. What are you going to sell them for? Are you just going to wait for a time, which is one strategy, wait for October to sell them? Probably. Or are you saying, I'm going to buy this token at $1 and I'm going to try and sell it somewhere near $10? And then if we get towards September, October, and it's at $7 or $8, you sell at that point. But have a price target. If GOAT goes to $8 tomorrow, you've 10x your money on it, 12x your money. Take some profit. Take some profit. Okay? There is no one hard and fast rule. There are guidelines. And I want you guys to make money. And if you make money in June, if you sell next June and you walk away 10x richer, what more do you want? Be happy with your bags. Sell them when you can. Now, again, another massive issue that we have is this. You're going to see these coins come through. And this chap here, he warns you, okay? He warns you. This coin had a $537,000 market cap. It's absolutely tanked. And why? Because it got rug pulled. You are on an exchange right now watching me. That exchange will have a higher chance of success for meme coins than you randomly walking through X looking for coins like this. They're going to rug you all the time. We said on Wednesday, you have a 2% chance of a success in meme coins. My personal opinion is you have a 60, 70, 80% chance of doing well in meme coins if you buy them through an exchange. Okay? And I don't mean a 60, 70, 80% chance of doing a 50x. I mean a 5 to 10x in the bull run. Okay? Just be careful. Be careful of over expectation and be careful of getting rug pulled on Twitter. I can't call it X. X is crap. We'll call it Twitter. We're going to get into the news now. Hopefully I haven't scared most of you away. Hopefully most of you are listening. Remember, smash the like button and say hello. Subscribe to the channel. Bottom left-hand corner, what are we? We're 14,200 away from the goal this year. It's November. It's squeaky bum time. What have we got left? 8 weeks, 7 weeks left of the year to do 14,000. Just press the subscribe button. That would help. I'll stop talking if you hit the subscribe button. How does that sound? Right, Gary Gensler out of a job. Trump wins, put his position in doubt. What did Donald Trump say when he was campaigning? He will fire Gary Gensler on day one. Gary Gensler will be gone. Gone Gensler. Like Gone Girl. Gone Gensler. Same image in your head. Think about that one. Now, there's two things about this, not just the article. I have a scoop. Crypto Geek has put this up, which I'm not going to go through in too much detail because it's not super important. But that is the Gary Gensler under investigation hours after Donald Trump. I'm not going to read through that. It's not important. But Gary Gensler is under investigation. Then there was this tweet, which went out where everybody, the writing's on the wall for him. Okay, the writing is on the wall. Gary Gensler joins a crypto-related firm post-Trump inauguration. I said BlackRock. Eric Balchunas, the guy that we talk about all the time on the channel, has said I could see that. There is your scoop. Gary Gensler to BlackRock. Says me, says Eric Balchunas. Now then, for those of you that don't know, he's the head of the SEC. The SEC is the Securities Exchange Commission, something like that. Equities Exchange Commission. I actually know what it stands for. Must be. Anyway, he will be gone in February. He is appointed by the president. So even though Donald Trump said he's going to sack him, Gary Gensler normally will resign when there is a new incumbent president like Donald Trump. So he's gone. His 5-year term. And again, none of this makes any sense. I don't know why they do this. They give them 5-year terms, but their appointment is connected to the presidency. So with a new election, with a new president, why give him 5 years? It should be 4 years, and he should have his contract renewed when the new president comes in, whether it be Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, whoever it might be. Now, he will be gone. And the one thing to understand about this is that Gary Gensler has been a Democrat-appointed head of the SEC. They are anti-crypto. They have been anti-crypto. It's easy for you to sit there and say, well, you're just saying that because you wanted Trump to win. No, I'm saying it based on their actions. Come in, talk to us, and we will help you get regulated. You go in, you talk to them, they find out what you do, and then they take you to court. Okay? What he says and what he does are two different things. I could reel off 10 different companies that have been taken to court by Gary Gensler. They do it to, in my opinion, stifle crypto. So what is going to happen? Gary Gensler is going to be gone, and we are going to get a replacement who will be probably a more right-leaning head, a more Republican head. That I always thought was going to be Hester Peirce. There is a new man on the block, and that new man on the block is likely to be the chap that was on CNN a few days ago, Asian guy. He has been talking about it in very disparaging terms. So the SEC have failed everybody. They failed crypto. They failed to protect people. He is likely to come in, but one of them is going to get the job. Hester Peirce or this other chap is going to get the job, and Gary Gensler will be gone. End of Gary Gensler. Now, again, we talk about ducks. Gary Gensler is one of my ducks, okay? And we need to line our ducks up, and then we need to knock our ducks down. And Gary Gensler has now seen, what are we, in November, December, January? He's gone in 3 months. Gary Gensler will no longer be the head of the SEC, and on that day, we should celebrate. But just to remind you of one thing before we move on too much to look at Bitcoin. Gary Gensler was the deciding vote in approving the Bitcoin ETF. Okay? So just bear that in mind. We might not like him. We might not like his approach. But Gary Gensler was the deciding vote. Why does it always go to MAGA when I click on Bitcoin? I think that's a sign, isn't it? It's a sign from God. Right then. So we broke above the line, which was previous all-time high. We are now heading towards this next line. I don't want to go too much into the charts because they're pretty much irrelevant right now. 80,000 is the next target for me. We can have a look at lots of other things if we want to, but we're not going to. We don't need to look at that. How are we doing for the moon phase? Again, I know most of you have no idea what this is. This is the moon phase. So when we have a bull moon, we do this. And we go up. And when we have a bear moon, we come down. And we are about to go into a bull moon. So even though I'm trying not to be too bullish, we're going to go into a bull moon. So my target is 80,000. That's the target. It's not actually 80,000 dead on, but it's around this. It's like 79,800 or something like that is the next target for me. We're at 76,000. If you look at the move that we've done, just to put it into context. Now, again, I said Bitcoin doesn't move, and then it does. 2 months ago, we're at $54,000. In 2 months, Bitcoin has moved $22,000. $22,000 in 2 months, Bitcoin's moved. We can go back and we can look at that entire period of time where Bitcoin did that. And I spent all of this time keeping people sane. There were people down here telling me that crypto was finished. Crypto was over. We're not going anywhere. We had people calling it manipulated. We had people calling it a scam. We had people saying everything. And I just said, keep the faith. 6 months after the halving, we should see a breakout. May, June, July, August, September, October. October the 20th. When was that? October the 20th. Okay? That is 6 months from the halving. Now, look what happened. Okay? Bitcoin bores you into submission. The markets take money off the impatient and give it to the patient. You, if you've held all this time, are patient. You have the patience of a saint, as my gran used to say. We've broken out, and now we are moving to the upside. And if you want all of these lovely little lines that I like to draw from time to time, I have my targets. Let's get rid of the moon phases. They're only really important when we talk about other things in general. So if we do this, for example, and we do this, and we drag this up here, where does that take us to? $90,000. And if you look at the line, it's pretty much following it. There are some people, by the way, before I get corrected, there are some people that will do that and drag it all the way up there, okay? And that doesn't take us to 90,000. That takes us to the target I've got, which is 100. actually takes us directly to that fib level, which is 102,500. So again, I'm not saying we're going to go there, just drawing a chart. Just drawing a chart. Let's move on then, because we're going to talk about Solana. And again, we've broken $200 on Solana. Okay, just want to remind you guys out there, $300 for the end of the year would be a good price target for me for Solana. Other people out there who you know I've talked about before have said $1,000. To go from $200 to $1,000 in the next 6-7 weeks, I think is going to be wholly ridiculous. Right then, let's move on. Mags has laughed. Hopefully Mags has laughed at something I've said, not my chart. Peter Brandt claims ETH Sol poised for breakouts, favours Solana for its new highs. There is Peter Brandt. What a lovely set. We call them turkey teeth in the UK. And do you know what turkey teeth means? It doesn't mean he's got the teeth of turkey. It means that he goes to Turkey to get his teeth done because it's very cheap for the Brits to go to Turkey and have the teeth done. He's got great turkey teeth. If you made this colourful, those would shine. If he smiled in the dark, he would illuminate the path in front of him. That's what we call turkey teeth. So Peter Brandt has talked about Solana and Ethereum, both pointing to the upside. Sol could break to new all-time highs. Now remember yesterday, Solana broke its all-time high based on its market cap. Okay, so Solana is currently at its all-time high as well. Bitcoin is at its all-time high as well. How many other coins do you know that are at all-time highs? I don't think there's that many. Ethereum is way off. BNB is probably way off. There's lots of coins that are way off their all-time highs. But Solana's already there, and so is Bitcoin. That should tell you something about Solana. Personally, I think it's pre-buying before the ETF approval. That's what I think. There's loads of reasons, but if I had to put my finger on one and say this is the majority of the reason why we're at $200, I think it's the fact that all of the investors are looking at Solana and saying, that's got to be the next ETF. And if they're saying it and they're buying now, not financial advice, but yeah. Not Litecoin. Tariq, trust me, we've got Trump in power, okay? If you say to Trump, can we have a Litecoin ETF? He's going to say, well, it sounds a lot like Bitcoin. It's going to be huge. Let's have a Litecoin ETF, okay? So let's not worry too much about it. You're going to be fine. So again, both of the charts are there. Solana is going to break out. He mentioned Solana is breaking to new highs while Ethereum is chewing into overhead resistance. That is true. Sol is on the verge of breaking 200, which we've just done, and then $260 is the all-time high price. Remember, without going into too much detail, the circulating supply of the coin times the price gives you the market cap. Solana, Cardano, lots of other coins, the market cap of the coin today is different to the market cap of the coin from 4 years ago because more coins have come into existence on Solana and even on Bitcoin, okay? So look at the market cap from 4 years ago, look at the market cap of now, you'll see Solana is at all-time highs because more coins have been printed. So you can have a higher market cap but a lower price. Go and look into it. It's something you need to understand. When people give you these price predictions for coins, understanding the market cap is really useful. So hitting the all-time high of $260 is another milestone. Having the all-time high market cap, which we've just done, is a milestone and a big one. So we are going up there. ETH is struggling to break resistance above 28. We're back at 2,900, which is, again, my two worst-case scenarios were 26 and 2,900. We're back there. Why? Previous price action. That's all I base it on. I don't base it on fib retracement or anything like that. I use the fib levels just as a guide. So Brandt prefers Sol. Why? Personally, my opinion is Sol will run faster because it's got a smaller market cap. That's simply it. The same way that if you show me a $300 million coin and say, this is going to be the next big real world asset project, it's been backed by BlackRock, that $300 million project could very easily go to $3 billion. But Solana isn't likely to 10x and go to $2,000 in my opinion. I think it'll do well to get to 1,000. So again, I think the narrative about Ethereum, and I've said this before, the narrative changes based on what they want you to do. People have been bashing Ethereum for months, and now it's starting to rally up. People are like, well, look at Ethereum go. Ethereum's breaking out. Ethereum's going to go to all-time highs. These people were telling you Ethereum was finished 3 months ago. People were telling you Cardano was finished 2 months ago. And now they're telling you, oh, well, Cardano's now partnered. It's going to become a layer 2 of Bitcoin. Oh, Ethereum's going to do well because it's broken above. What? Where are they? Raoul Pal was an ETH maxi. He then became a Sol maxi, and now he's a Sui maxi. Okay? These people are allowed to change their opinion. Of course they are. But they flip-flap so quickly that you as how are you supposed to make any sense of everything when they're saying buy Ethereum, don't buy Ethereum, buy Solana, don't buy Solana, now go and buy Sui? They're telling you to chase the pump. If you'd have bought Sui at 40, 50 cents, you'd be quids in now, but they're telling you to buy it at $2.25 when it's retracing. They're telling you to buy Solana at $3,500. Now then, what is the great news? There's loads of great news. Look at this, okay? This is Ethereum. We've done a couple of things very quickly. We have broken this downward trend line, happy days. We've also broken above the bull market support band, happy days, okay? We came down, we boinked along. There's a technical term for you, boink. We boinked along at this price. We are now back above. Where do we need to go to? I've got my lines have been here probably for months. 3,300 and 3,900. Always remember when you look at Ethereum, Ethereum really does have issues with these numbers. Psychologically, $3,000 has to go. We could get a rejection of $3,000 and come back down to the bull market support band, but who knows? I'm not going to sit here and tell you that we're not going to go straight up for the next week because I don't know. I don't know is the honest answer. Trump just has to speak and price is going to go through the roof. So 3,000, 3,300, and then the top here, which brings us all the way back to March, is about just under $4,000. So 3, 3, 3, and 4, they're the targets for Ethereum. This was a great place to buy. This was, if you look what happened over here, this was the kind of the pre-ETF pump. Then we had the ETF pump. Then we had the retracement. We had the ETF. Then we had the slow decline. And now we're moving back up. So for me, Ethereum is going to do incredibly well over the next, hopefully over the next couple of months. If you remember what I said to you a few weeks ago, Ethereum's Q1 and Q2 is better than Ethereum's Q3 and Q4. So even though we have done incredibly well, I wasn't expecting it till January, February, and March. But again, you can't predict the Trump. Now, again, I am not going to sit here and tell you that I have a crystal ball. But what I will tell you is that my price target for Solana was based on what happened in March. And again, I don't know what you want me to say. We're back exactly where we were in March. That's it. That's the chart. Okay, we've got back there. Now, if we go to weekly, there is of course the next target for us to get to, which of course is to break that daily close. Maybe a bit. My eyes are gone. I really can't see for toffee these days. $252 we've got to take out. We are in this beautiful pattern. Again, I'm not going to draw anything that's massively bullish because that would be absolutely ridiculous. But I do think we could get to $300 by the end of the year. There is a caveat to all of this. There are some black swans on the horizon, Taiwan being one of them. That could cause us to have a huge market correction. When's that going to happen? We don't know. Maybe they're going to think twice about it now. Trump is in power, but there are black swans out there, and black swans would bring us down, and there's no denying it. But if we ignore the black swans, then we should continue towards $250. We're sitting at exactly $202.20 is exactly the price we are at, and it's exactly the line that I have drawn. It's not a crystal ball, it's not a coincidence, it's just showing you where we got to. Those prices are going to be resistance points, and they're also, of course, going to be support points when we get past them. So $202, we're just going to keep going up with Solana. I think this is the one that is going to run, because they are simply going to say, this is the next ETF, and I think they're right. If I had to pick the next 3 ETFs, I'd certainly pick Solana, I'd certainly pick XRP, and then it's a toss-up. Then it's a toss-up between one of maybe 4 or 5 coins. I don't know. Crow is talking about having an ETF. I don't think that's a sensible idea. They've only got a $2.6 billion market cap. What can you do? Let's have a look. Told you Trump was going to win. I finally caught you on a live. Bluff City Breaks. You certainly did. I think the issue is, I knew Trump was going to win. Not because he was good, but because Kamala was so bad. And I said that my comparison was, if you put Liverpool out against Accrington Stanley and Liverpool play their first team, they're going to stuff Accrington Stanley 8-0. And then everyone's going to say, yeah, but it was only Accrington Stanley. Yeah, but only Liverpool can't choose their opponent if it's a cup match. They have to play. And then they win 8-0. And that's, you only beat Accrington Stanley. Well, what do you expect? She shouldn't have been put up. She was. They were crushed. Trump won. Trump would have lost against any really decent opposition. Okay? So maybe Trump isn't Liverpool. Maybe he's Man United. Okay? Man United play Leicester reserves and win 5-2. They're God's gift to football. They go out and play Chelsea and they're rubbish and it's a draw. Okay? They can only be good against terrible opposition at this moment in time. So Trump was going to win. I am very happy that you are happy as well. It is mad to think that Solana was $40 this time last year. What was really mad about Solana was the Oracle. The Oracle went all in at $16. Now, the Oracle was a lot younger then, and he was a lot braver than I, because he went all in on Solana. And I don't know how many he got, but he got, for the amount that he put in, he's got a ridiculous amount out of it. And he just believed in Solana. And going to $200, $250, getting back to all-time highs, he'll probably have 20x'd his portfolio, and he's, 19 years of age? Incredible. And he's picked the best winner. I mean, you could have gone after Sui, maybe. That didn't go up as much. Ton, maybe. But again, Solana's been the success story. So, Polygon and Magic Labs launch Newton Cross-Chain Network. Polygon and Magic Labs have collaborated to launch the Newton Cross-Chain Network, aiming to enable users to interact with dApps seamlessly across various EVM-compatible blockchains. Newton leverages Polygon's AG layer and CDK to enable developers to build dApps that work across chains without requiring users to manage multiple wallets. There is your line. Now, I am massively bullish on Polygon. And of all the calls I've made, this is the one that is lagging the most. Nothing that comes out of Polygon, one thing that came out of Polygon that worried me was that they don't have the capital for the runway of what they want to do. They don't have enough money to see out what they want to do. That's my biggest worry about Polygon, okay? Forget that, put that to one side. They have built the AG layer. It connects any chain seamlessly together using POL as the token, the gas fee, whatever you want it to be. And this manage multiple wallets is the issue that we have right now. Your gran comes to crypto, she's lost, okay? She doesn't know what to do. We gave away a load of Chronos chain tokens on Wednesday night, okay? Some people knew how it works straight away. Others have absolutely no idea how to see the token, how to give me their wallet address. They don't know what they're doing. They've got to go and add it here. Why? It's 2024. Why don't we have one wallet that has all the chains on it? Why not? What's stopping us from having that? Okay, it's a lot of work for the wallet, I understand. Polygon is fixing the problem because what it's doing is it's connecting all of the chains together, so you only need one layer to interact on. Interoperability. So this launch, and again, this is the same issue I've got with Chainlink. Chainlink and Polygon both fall into the category of undervalued, in my opinion. Not because of potential in terms of what they can do, but in terms of what they are doing. And that's the big difference. You have speculation where you might buy a 16-year-old footballer for $50 million or £50 million because you think he's going to go on and be the next Ronaldo. Okay? That is a speculative investment in someone that isn't proven. Okay? Or you can go out and buy Robert Lewandowski. I can't remember. I should have picked a different player. Erling Haaland. You can go and buy him for £50 million. You know you're going to get goals. You know he's going to score goals. You know what you get. Polygon isn't quite Erling Haaland, but Polygon is up there as a proven chain, the same as Chainlink, but the market cap and the value of the token is not currently reflecting the value of the chain. This will change in the bull run, okay? When those investors that are in Bitcoin and Ethereum are looking for the next layer down for their profit take, they are going to look at the solid chains, the solid projects, and those are Chainlinks, those are Polygons, okay? And of course Arbitrum, and of course Optimism, the layer 2s as well. And this is what's going to be a success. Developers can focus on building protocols that optimize the user experience without worrying about barriers to entry. Again, if you're a developer and you build something on Polygon, you've then got to go through the rigmarole of building it to be EVM compatible, or build it for Optimism, or build it for Arbitrum, or build it for Solana, all these other things that go on. If you can just build something and it work across multiple chains, think about the logic of it. Why have you got a Web3 computer game or a Web3 DeFi platform where everything's so complicated that you have to connect to different blockchains? It doesn't make sense. When you're using the internet, you go across maybe 10 different internet providers in 10 different countries. Maybe you go via Amsterdam, maybe you go via Berlin or Paris or London. You don't know you're doing that. You're just using the internet. Why are we not at the stage where we are just using the blockchain? That's where we need to get to. And I know we're young, not me, the blockchain is, but this is where we're going. So this Magic Labs connection, it gives them access to the Polygon users. There's quite a lot of them. So Magic Labs have got their own wallet. Again, do I think Magic Labs is going to be the solution? No, I don't. Okay, let's be honest. Polygon is the solution here. Magic Labs is just providing the wallet to allow you to do that. But we've looked at other projects before. We need to look at the Solana wallets. We need to look at MetaMask. MetaMask, for what it does, is garbage. Okay, for the market leader, it's trash. Okay, it's built for crypto people. It's not built for retail. Now, again, in 6 months' time, MetaMask might come out with MetaMask version 6, and that will be a simple to use, easy interface where it's using AI to connect to different blockchains. It doesn't ask you questions. Do you want AI to do the transactions? Blah, 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 blah. That will be fine. Great. Let's do that. But at the minute, we're nowhere near that. They are so far off the pace, MetaMask. And I don't know whether they're sitting on the laurels. I don't know what they're doing. But it doesn't seem to have moved on an awful lot in the 6, 7, 8 years I've used it. Now, again, it's hard to do this chart because Pol replaced Matic. So it's really not easy. We have to get that off the screen. It's really not easy to see the chart. But what I will say is that I think anything down here is going to be seen to be a bargain. I think Polygon should probably be towards $1. That would be my aim for about the rest of the year. That is a big jump from where we are now. 150, 200% jump from where we are now. I get that. But again, it's undervalued. And I think certainly, like I said before about Jupiter is 40% undervalued in my eyes, based on market cap, what it does, okay? I think Polygon is undervalued at 35 cents. It's undervalued at 40 cents. 50 to 60 cents is probably on the low side of the valuation. But these people that make a lot of money out of crypto, they are not stupid. That is why the likes of maybe Cardano with its Bitcoin OS collaboration, that's why the likes of Polygon and what they're doing with the AG layer, they are not ignored. They're the ones that are going to rip. I said this last year, and you won't remember. I said BNB and Polygon, or as it was at the time, Matic, they haven't moved. I said this, they haven't moved. Out of the top 20 coins, they were the only ones that didn't do anything. And what happened? In the same week, on the same day, they both absolutely pumped. Now, that could be coincidence. Of course it can. But they're going to look through what chains are undervalued. That's what they're going to look at. What is the real value of Chainlink? What is the real value of Matic? Let's say they value Matic at 5 times higher than it is today. They'll buy it today and sell it at 120, 130, 140. That's what they'll do. And they'll make 300% profit. You need to have the courage of your convictions to hold these coins. They're not bad projects. They get bashed unfairly by other chains that just want to take them out. Why does Crypto Crow, I think he's called, why does he bash Solana so much? Because he loves Cardano. Why do people like Michael Saylor say things like, there is only one cryptocurrency. There is only one. It's only Bitcoin. There is no second best. Because he's a Bitcoin maxi. These maxis lead you down this path of this cultish behavior of believing that that is the only solution to solve mankind's crises. And it never is. Now then, we're going to move on very quickly. I think I have been talking a lot on this stream today. I'm happy for Brogan as well. I'm very happy for Brogan. It means I have to give him less of an inheritance, doesn't it? Really, he'll be rich off his own back, and then I won't have to worry about supporting him when I'm gone. And of course, you'll get the crypto warehouse empire. Prominent attorney explains why Ripple's XRP is this year's worst performing top 10 cryptocurrency because they're being sued by the SEC. There we go, Brandon. I have, is it Brandon? Brenda, I've answered the question with one sentence. You're probably going to spend about 500 words telling us why. Yeah, we know. You know. Okay, we know. Yeah. Okay, we know. So basically, why have I brought this up? Because I said to you a few weeks ago that the XRP 2025 bull run is finished. It's over. It's dead. Why? Because the SEC appealed. That drags the court case into next year. If it's approved, if they're allowed to appeal. It's not going to finish in March. So what happens if it finishes in September? Are you telling me XRP is going to 10x in 2 months? Of course it's not. It's dead in the water. Now, Trump won. The SEC are going to drop kick Gary Gensler straight into the hot seat at BlackRock. They're going to bring in the SEC Republican nomination or applicant, or whatever it might be. And they, in my opinion, are going to drop every court case against every major crypto company. XRP being the biggest. The court case is finished. Now, that's going to rip to the upside, number one. XRP is going to be given its own ETF. That's going to rip it to the upside. Okay? Can I see a $3 or even a $5 XRP this time next year? Absolutely. Of course. 6x maximum. Maybe. Possibly. No, I'm not saying it like that. What I mean is there will be people telling you that XRP is going to $100. Look at the market cap. A solid $3 XRP from here is 6x the market cap of what it's got now. That's a good bull run. So for me, at 50 cents, XRP is just waiting to explode. And again, I don't like to sound overly bullish on coins. You know I'm conservative. I don't know if you guys know this. I'm going to let you into a secret. Yes, KD, we are father and son. He has the looks. He's now taller than me. He is way more intelligent than I am. So I've made a better version of myself with my wife, of course. We've made a better version of me. And yeah, and he picked up pretty much everything he knows from himself. I didn't claim any glory of that. He learned it all himself. So anyway, I'm not going to go off on that tangent. I'm not going to get emotional on the channel. Right, what was I going to say? XRP. I've been completely thrown off now, thinking about Brogan. Where was I? We were talking about XRP. Worst performing. Yeah, so I think we're going to get to $3 to $5 at the end of this bull run. That would be a great bull run for me for XRP. That was what I was saying. I don't want to sound overly bullish. And there's a secret I need to let you into. We get commission if you trade while you watch us, okay? But to do that, I would have to sit here and be overly bullish every day of the week. And that's not what we do. So we don't do that. And if you buy XRP because it's going to go to $3 to $5 and it doesn't, I don't want that on us. I hold XRP. I bought it a year and a half, 2 years ago now, because I think it's another good bull run. It's in my portfolio. That's all I can tell you. I've made a video about our portfolio. I think XRP is going to do well. I think Cardano is going to do well. I think Polygon is going to do well. I'm saying these things while the majority of you out there are looking at the charts going, but that's not done anything. And that's not done anything. The bull cycle that we are in is Bitcoin leads the way. That's why I show you Bitcoin dominance. 60, 58, 59%, 60%. Bitcoin is the alpha male that eats the prey first. It then fills its belly and it walks away. The alt season is where all of that money comes from Bitcoin into the alts, but it doesn't go fairly across them. They don't all get to eat the same pounds of flesh or anything like that. No, some alts will outperform others. I think Cardano is going to do incredibly well with this Bitcoin OS development. I don't know whether it's going to be done by the bull run. XRP's court case is going to be finished and it's going to get an ETF. Solana's going to get an ETF. They're both in my portfolio. They're both going to do incredibly well. You could sit there and pick 10 completely different coins and outperform me this bull run. But this is not a competition. We are not in competition. I want everybody to win. And if I'm wrong and you're right, congratulations. I'm not going to say, well, you should have picked my coins. No, you win your way. I win my way. I have a different target for this bull run to you. And you should have your own goals. And for me, XRP is cast iron success. Okay? It is now. We have Trump. Now we have a new head of the SEC. They were the things we were waiting for XRP to moon. We're going to get them. It's going to moon. But by moon, we are not talking $100. We are talking $3 to $5. And if it goes to $6 or $8, brilliant. We've all made even more money. But please, when you make a spreadsheet of your targets, keep them realistic. I'm going to sound like a real arse. I'm going to sound so negative for the next 12 months because I want to keep your feet on the ground. Okay? Don't get cocky. Don't chase the tornadoes. You'll still get wrecked. Now then, moving on very swiftly. So, where are we? We are here. How are we doing? Real life yield farming, how tokenization is transforming lives in Africa. More than half of Africa's population make a living from agriculture. Now blockchain and crypto are opening up new opportunities for them. Again, sometimes in life, you have to appreciate, we called them first world problems, okay? And it's a bit of a dig at a lot of people in the UK. It's not aimed at any of you guys, where, you know, Starbucks has run out of lattes, or Costa Coffee doesn't have any hot chocolate in, or they haven't got the almond milk that you want. They're first world problems, okay? I've said this before. The blockchain technology that's popped up and now being, what, the 1,200 projects now, all doing different things. They will affect your life on a scale of greyness. Some people's lives will be changed forever by the blockchain. Namely, the unbanked regions of Africa where banks have plainly let people down. Banks don't care, okay? Don't trust banks. I'm not going to say any more about banks, but Africa and the adoption of crypto in Africa is absolutely fundamentally vital to allow them to prosper in terms of commerce, okay? I spent a long time working on a micro insurance policy. Years ago in a former life, I did those things. And micro insurance is where you would insure your cattle going from your farm to the market, and it would cost you 5 cents. Those micro transactions means that if your cart falls over and your cattle die and whatever, you can claim. And it was because nobody can insure their things in Africa. So when they lose their sheep or whatever, they've lost their livelihoods, okay? And that's when I learned that 60% or whatever it was of Africans use mobile phone minutes to trade, which is a ridiculous thing to use. Crypto fixes this problem, okay? And yes, there's scams everywhere. There's scams in Asia, there's scams in Europe, there's scams in North America, there's scams in India, there's scams in Africa. Of course, there's going to be scams everywhere. The point of it is to catch the 95% of honest people who aren't scammers. That's the point. Forget those people over there. Farming in Africa doesn't get paid what it should. Coffee farmers don't get paid. Cocoa farmers don't get paid. I'm not making a political statement. I've not gone all hippie. I'm not going to grow dreads. The point of it is, look at what crypto can do. We've looked at certain exchanges that have sent money to disaster zones immediately. It's been there in seconds. We've shown you African school children taking their Bitcoin Lightning wallets to the grocery store to buy rice and fruit and vegetables for the family. Okay, we're not talking about some hippie commune where they go out and plant things. We're talking about making real change, and this is real change. They all have mobile phones because that's what they're currently using as trade. All they need to do is download a free wallet. And when crypto starts to flow into these farmers, they will be able to buy and sell their cattle for Solana, for Bitcoin, for Ethereum. They could possibly be the greatest users of crypto in 5 to 10 years' time. And for what they've had done to them by the banking system, don't you think they deserve it? So again, it's going to make a difference in your life. It pays for your mortgage, it pays for your deposit for your house, pays for your kids to go to school, whatever it might be. But there are people out there where this is going to be absolutely life-changing, okay? This next step of tokenization is a big one for me because they can get the income from their farmland, from their yield. They can get it before the yield is produced. They can get it to help build better fences, irrigation, whatever it might be. Again, it's a pilot, but it's going to make such a huge difference to their lives that you cannot comprehend it. Probably if you're in Africa, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But if you're not, and you've had a first world upbringing, you probably have never been there and seen what they've got to do. So tokenization, wallets, microtransactions, none of that was available 5 years ago. It's all available today. We're going to see a lot more of this, hopefully in the coming months. And hopefully we will see farmers earn an honest wage where they get paid more than tuppence for what they're doing. Now then, lastly, and most importantly, this is to do with the UK again. What time is it? It's 12:05. I need to go. We are streaming again. I'm going to bring that up in a minute. So we are going to bring in a digital assets property bill in the UK. And again, unlike America, we try and do things fairly, even though we have Keir Starmer. We try and do things fairly. And I think that we are going to pass this bill. And again, it's going to create crypto as a digital property. Okay. Don't be deceived. There's a lot of the reasoning behind this is to do with taxation and earning tax, which is fine. As long as we've got a level playing field, it's fine. This is going to be introduced. This has been on the cards for a long time. Rishi Sunak has talked about it. Excuse me, the head of the Bank of England has talked about it. This is going to happen. And again, what does it mean? It means that the UK recognises your crypto as a digital property. That's what it means. Once it is defined, you can regulate it. So this is the path to, again, adoption, regulation, and interoperability. This is one of the three key tenets. Now, before we go, very quickly, because I do need to go, and I haven't had a look at grass, very sorry. This is tonight. I need to sit like that, don't I? So I don't have the time. There we go. I am with Yikes and Brogan at 3 p.m., which is 3 hours from now. Yikes, I think KB asked in chat. Yikes is a streamer, gaming streamer. He has streamed in all the platforms we're streaming on now. Will have had Yikes. We're going to have a little bit of a Q&A and an answer session about what we think is going to happen with crypto and Trump now he's in power. So come along and check that out. It's going to be very lighthearted. There's going to be no hard and fast agenda on that. We're just going to talk it through, see where we go, and basically do a collab with Yikes, which we haven't done ever, and we've known him for so long. So come along, check that out. That will be great. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. See you all. If we don't see you at 3 p.m., see you all on Monday. If you're an OG, I've got a video that I'm about to upload now. So if I don't see you, have a great weekend. See you on Monday. Take care.